Hey guys, this is Honest Steven. Today we're going to be playing something from quite a while back. Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Technically it's the Wii U, but Virtual Console, but you know, same idea. Just for the people that might not be familiar, I let that opening stuff run. But the game kind of just drops you right in there. Doesn't give you much time to worry about story and backstory and lore and everything. Though it makes it seem like it's a pretty big deal initially. It's kind of cool. This is a sequel to the original Mega Man series of games on NES and PlayStation 7 and 8. 9 and 10 were released on Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360 digitally. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, this is one of the absolutely best Super Nintendo games you can play if you're not familiar with the system's history. But yeah, so I gave Dying Light a pretty good chance, and it just did not work out for me, which is, you know, hey, it's not a shot against the game. Everything can't appeal to everybody, you know? And, just wasn't working for me. Right now, I don't really have much else to go to that stands out. I don't want to get seriously invested in a bunch of, long episodes and then have something interesting pop up new, like Resident Evil 7 or something. So I was just sitting here and I thought, why not? You know, I'll throw out a retro game. And, I'll be able to knock this out in one sitting, as long as everything goes according to plan. I'm not great at any of the Mega Man games, but I know this one pretty well. I don't think I remember the entire weakness structure. For anybody that's not familiar with the Mega Man games at all, the basic idea is it is a platforming game based around shooting, as you can see obviously, but the central gimmick is the main character, Mega Man, well, X, can copy the abilities of powerful robots, the bosses. So you beat a boss and you get a gun that essentially functions like theirs in some way. And the other big baddies have weaknesses to the other big baddies. So for example, there's a Spark Mandrill. He's a big ape guy. He has an electric-based attack, and he is weak against ice, which you get from Chill Penguin. You and then you use Spark Mandrill's ability on somebody, and so on and so forth. You can fight and kill any of the bosses without too big of a problem, just using your standard weapon. But the weaknesses expedite it pretty aggressively. Thankfully, since this game's too old to have voiceover, I can talk during the cutscenes, which is nice. This is a scripted boss fight. You cannot beat him, so it really is just a waste of time to do anything other than let him catch you. I'm sure somebody could prove me wrong, but as far as I know, he doesn't have a health bar. So you just let him catch you, and then it plays this scripted event where we meet X's partner, Zero. The whole idea here is to show you that you're not strong, but X can be upgraded. And once the upgrades are obtained, you should be just as powerful as Zero, who is a fully upgraded robot. That's a pretty cool idea to show you, hey, look at what you can become. But yeah, going back to the gimmick of the game, wow, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, regardless, I'll come back to it eventually, I think. But yeah, you can find secret upgrades to make his armor better and his abilities more effective and stuff, and that's pretty cool. This was back when passwords were still a relevant thing. But yeah, so, oh, that's what I was starting to say. Had nothing to do with weaknesses. After the intro stage, you can pick whichever boss you want to pursue. So there's no forced order. This gives you a little bit of background on each character, which is nifty. You can see what their stage looks like. You can check where they would be located on the world map. This is nothing. But yeah, it's pretty much universally accepted that Chill Penguin is the easiest person to go to first. He's pretty easy to fight with the standard gun. And his stage gives you the leg upgrades, which allow you to dash and really increase X's mobility. Something that is essential for a lot of the more advanced maneuvers and more difficult fights. I'm not going to go 100% or anything like that. I don't remember where everything is offhand. I'm pretty sure that I'll just know, like, oh yeah, that's where that is. Oh yeah, that's where that is as I'm going. So if I happen to get everything, then yeah, I will. But I'm not intending to, especially the hidden final upgrade of the Hadouken, which is an Easter egg from Capcom's other game, Street Fighter. You have to do a weird little bit of finagling to get it, where you have to reach the end of a stage with all of your energy tanks full, and then die a certain number of times, and then I think you have to get to the end of the stage again without taking a single hit, and it's absolutely worth getting, because it one-shot kills everything. I think maybe there's one or two things that don't, but to my knowledge, even the final boss, if you can hit him in the head, you'll drop him, boom, one shot, and it's literally, you do a Hadouken, quarter circle forward, shoot. So it's not difficult, and it pretty much breaks the game, but at that point, you're at the end of the game anyway, because you would have had to play through all the stages at least once, some of them twice. So it really only breaks the final boss fight if you choose to use it. So other than the sake of completion, it's not really worth going out of the way for, in my opinion. It's cool looking, but this is Dr. Light, the creator of Mega Man X, as you saw in the little opening script. He's explaining to me what the upgrades are for. This is the only upgrade you cannot bypass, to my knowledge. Like, you absolutely have to get it. But the other three capsules you can just not get, because they're either hidden or not along the normal path. I gotta get used to it again. I nearly killed myself. A lot of the stuff about this game is very inherent to the era in which it was created, such as knockback from enemies, falling into pits, being instant death, enemy respawns when you move the screen the wrong way. It's just part of the time period. If you grew up with it, you accept it as is, but if it's new to you, you're like, oh, that seems pretty cheap. This armor can break the stuff. I think, yeah, there's a heart canister in there, and you can't get it, or in there, it's one of them. You can't get it without Flame Mammoth's weapon. So, like, this is a case of where I have to play Chill Penguin's stage twice, at least, to get all the upgrades. Or I could have played Chill Penguin Flame Mammoth stage first, and then and then I would have just been able to play through the stage once. But yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff, like I think beating Chill Penguin before you fight Flame Mammoth causes all of the molten lava and metal in his stage to be frozen over, which is kind of cool. And if you defeat Storm Eagle's stage before you get a Spark Mandrill, his Spark Mandrill stage is messed up. There's a lot going on with the synergy between everything in this game. It's a pretty cool idea. Oh, no. Yeah, we'll go that way. I wouldn't be surprised if I died. All of the bosses have a recognizable pattern that you have to learn to beat them. There you go. Like I said, Chill Penguin's really straightforward. He's very Buster friendly. And now I get his gun. Well, a gun similar to his gun. Shotgun ice. Alright, and from there we are going to fight Spark Mandrill, because he is weak to it. Weird thing, B is confirmed in this game. It's not A, like it is in almost every Nintendo game. So I fiddle around sometimes and just idle at the screen because I'm hitting the wrong buttons to continue. You can switch through the weapons with the shoulder buttons, which is nice. Because in the original Mega Man, you also, you know, copied boss characters' weapons, but you didn't have that quick switch feature because there weren't enough buttons on the NES controller to do it. So it was a very convenient quality of life change. I also think if you do Storm Eagle's stage first, this part doesn't happen. I might be remembering wrong, but I know that the tubes break. There's no electricity pulsing through them. Makes that first part a little bit easier. Very solid soundtrack for this game, too. A lot of Capcom's 16-bit stuff was top of the line. This is a little mini boss. No. There we go. That was a little rough, but I can't remember the last time I played Mega Man X, so I'm going to be pretty rusty. I'm doing fairly well overall, considering the general time period that I've last played the game. Another little tidbit for people that aren't familiar with the game. Mega Man cannot duck at all. So my sprite height is my hitbox. I can't change that. You can bypass the... You can only fire 3 rounds at a time. You can only have 3 rounds on screen fired at a time due to sprite limitation, and at least to an extent, and design choice. You can bypass it to increase your overall damage per second by getting as close to your target as possible. Because the smaller the gap is, the less time the bullets are on screen, the more quickly you can put another bullet out. It's an interesting bit of strategy. You increase your danger by being close to your target to potentially get more damage output. Really smart game design. So, Ice Shotgun is broken on Spark Mandrill. He literally can do nothing at all as long as you just time the shots correctly. Oh, look at that. Well, oh well. Anyway, some people choose to not use the Ice Shotgun against him at all because they think it, like the Hadouken, breaks the boss fight. But my logic there is they wanted you to have this ability. This is the gun he's weak against. If you figured it out, you're smart. Also, it doesn't completely break it. I mean, you have to, as you saw with the last shot, I timed it bad and he got out of it. He didn't get stunned. Whereas the Hadouken, if I hit you with it, you're dead. Period. So it's a little bit more balanced. Alright. Now electricity takes out Armored Armadillo? Yeah, I think that's right. Not everybody was a fan of the change to animals for the bosses. Animal-themed robots. Because in the original Mega Man, all of the bosses were like utility robots. Like they were firefighting robots, or cultivation robots, or exploration robots, and stuff like that. I'll show a little Easter egg thing here. There is a bat robot. See that one? How he looks different? You can respawn him endlessly, just like the other enemies, and he has about a 50% chance of dropping extra lives. So he's here for two reasons. One, because it's a nice little surprise that, hey, I can get a buttload of extra lives from this. But the other thing is, as I said, there's a secret Hadouken unlock. You get that on this stage, and one of the requirements is to die a certain number of times. So the game developers put this guy on this stage right at the beginning and said, there, get all the lives you need to complete the requirements to unlock the Hadouken and get to the end of the stage. It's pretty smart, you know, because it'd be frustrating to have to farm this otherwise. I'm not going to. I just wanted to finish what I was saying before I proceeded on. But yeah, going back to my comments of well, I lost my train of thought again. I gotta stop doing that. Really top-notch sprite work just in general too. If you had the helmet upgrade, you could get the health tank here, which is coming up, I think, or no, I think it's at a second point that's like this where you get that. Spikes like that are an instant kill to Mega Man. Absolutely doesn't matter whatsoever how much health you have. If you touch them, you die. Obviously, that might seem to contradict what I said, but I was invincible due to damage frames. This is where the upgrade is. So basically, I didn't need to do that. I don't know why I tried to slide in front of him. You can, technically, it's really tight. But thankfully, this is a checkpoint. But yeah, so if you can't bypass him due to movement, I got him. So there you go. A couple extra pips on my health bar. I thought you needed the helmet upgrade to break the bricks to get to that. I must be thinking of one of the other upgrades, but Yeah, if you can do enough damage per second, you can drop him before he gets to the point where he destroys too much wall for you to wall climb. And then you just get the free health increase. It's really easy to do if you have Flame Mammoth's weapon, because it just has a really high rapid rate of output. If you don't have this, the electric gun does extra damage. That is the main thing. But the main thing is that it actually gets rid of his armor. He has armored armadillo. Ooh. And allows you to hurt him regardless. Because normally you can't hurt him when he's rolled up in a ball. Now here's where I'm a little hazy. Who would Rolling Shield work on? Let's see. I'm pretty sure Sting Chameleon is used against Launch Octopus. And Launch Octopus is used against Boomer Quanger. Boomer Quanger is used against Storm Torn Eagle. And Storm Eagle is used against Flame Mammoth. And Flame Mammoth is used against Chill Penguin. I'm gonna check real quick, because I'm curious if I'm remembering right. Okay, so I wasn't completely right. It's Rolling Shield used on him. Him's used on him. Used on him. Used on him. And then used on him. Capcom, man, they really knew how to take advantage of the sound chip on the Super Nintendo. The sound effects, the music, it's all good, top notch. So when the publication was in its prime, man. You can tell when something's going to come out of the ground like that because there are air bubbles. Water physics, so you jump a bit higher. I forgot about that. Nope. No. Oh, frame rate just eating. Oh! There was nothing I was going to be able to do there. Oh well. Got to be careful dashing in this stage because you can go right into a pit of spikes. You can destroy the little lantern thing on top. I'm just being because it does that, which lets it do a tracking attack on you or something like that. Normally, it's not alive long enough to get to that point. These things eat you and do damage until you shoot them from the inside and get out. Really wide variety of enemy design. Here's another time I'm probably gonna die. No. Ah, man. I don't have the finger dexterity I used to have on these old games, man. Yeah, these blow tornadoes. You can ride them up. There's secrets up here. Right now, it's nothing special. But there's like a battleship at some point, and if you sink it, you go up there after it. That's where another one of the secrets are. You'll know if you're there. Yep, there we go. Because they starts dropping bombs. Opens up a secret area. The frame rate does eat it a lot in this game. And this is a little side boss. Ugh, come on. That was just stupid on my part. Waste of time. At least I'm at like the midway checkpoint. Oh, of course, before this fight. Oh, come. I felt good, too. I was like, man, I'm making some good, solid progress here. And now, let's try one of the weapons. I don't know if any of these actually help. I gotta get used to using the double tap again. Alright, well, let's try this again. God, the frame rate eating it just sucks sometimes. There we go. I meant to get on top of him and I blew it. I don't know if this is helping or not, but I figure why not. It's probably not. There we go. Now let's not fall on spikes. Yeah, and it refills my health. It doesn't in this game. I lied. That's disappointing. It almost wasn't worth it. Anyway, back to the routine. So excited jumping up the walls. Now, as long as there's no more of those stupid submarine fights, I shouldn't have any problems, I think. Yeah, I know there's another one of these. Where are you coming from? There you are. Come on. Come on. There we go. I'll take it. Go, go, go. Okay, rolling shield, right? Now, one of the interesting things about boss fights in Mega Man is you rely on you rely on weapons from other bosses to kill the bosses easily. But as you're gonna see, since I died, my energy doesn't refill. So you could have a real clutch fight, get real close to killing him and die, and then you're completely out of weapon energy and you're like, oh, well, crap, I guess I'm out of luck. It's interesting because it really makes you come on. Now, another thing that they did that, God, I'm doing so bad all of a sudden. Another thing they did interesting in their design is they teach you that in standard combat against normal enemies, you want to get in close, you want to be aggressive. But with bosses, it doesn't work that way. They essentially have invincibility frames that you can't hurt them for a moment after you do damage. And that means you can't just go nuts full force and expect to win. So, like, I can't just... You get what I mean. I can't just climb in and mash the button and win the game. Even though that's what I would do on pretty much any other enemy in the game. Oh, that's better. That's a prime example. I verified... Excuse me. I verified what his weakness was so I wouldn't go into a stage unprepared. He still wrecked me, and I didn't even beat him with my frickin' rolling shield. So... Anyway, that's where we're going to call it for today. I'm going to continue doing my best to bring you one of the most honest opinions you can find online. Like the video if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe if you want to keep up on my stuff. And, you know, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.